All right, worksheet 5. So for worksheet 5, we're going to start by plotting the data given in the table to get a scatter plot. So a scatter plot is just all of the points. So what you have to do is you have to go x is 1, y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 and 8. So 2, there's 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to pause the video and do the rest of these, but I want you to pause the video and graph the rest of these as well. Okay, so now I've graphed all these points, and it asks, does it have a trend line? So a trend line is a line that, even though if we just connected the dots, we wouldn't get any kind of recognizable shape. But if we run a line straight through the middle of these, do we see a line that kind of runs down the middle of this? Now, I actually didn't pick this data. I took this from another worksheet. I will try to change it by next year because it's kind of hard to see. So let's say this is a little hard to see. Let's say we erase this one and this one, and we extend this data out a little bit more. So let's say we see it's this one and this one and this one and this one here and here. I think this one's a little easier to see. So can you see that there is a line that kind of runs down the middle of this? So if we draw this line down the middle, can you see that that line kind of runs down the middle of this data? There's some above it and some below it. So if I look here and I go up here, I know the data is going to be somewhere around this line. This is called a trend line. So in general, for number 3, in general, what is the relationship between the x values and the y values in this table? So when x is low, y is low. When x gets higher, y gets higher. So as x increases, y increases. And I'm not going to write this because I really want people to listen to this video especially, okay? So as x increases, y increases is the answer to number 3. And what kind of association does this scatter plot represent? So our choices are negative, this is V, negative, positive, or no. So if they're both going up, that's positive. It's going in an upward direction, that's positive. Negative would be at this way. If x is low, then y is high and they're going down, that would be negative. And then no association would be, you can't really see any pattern at all. And kind of the way it was at the beginning, before I added a few, you might even be able to say that was no association because it's really kind of hard to tell. All right, so this would be a positive. And again, I'm not going to write it because I want people to listen to this video. So as we move down, for the following, tell whether you would expect a positive, negative, or no association. So what I do on these is I just draw a graph of them. So I'm going to just draw my little graph here. So the number of questions missed on a test and the percentage grade on the test. So if I missed 0 questions, would I expect a high grade or a low grade? I would expect a high grade. And as I miss more questions, I would expect my grade to go down. So questions missed and grade. This is the independent, happens first. This is the dependent, happens second. I miss my questions and then I get a grade. So this would be a negative association. So the number of questions done correctly on a test and then the grade. So I'll draw my little graph. So I have grade and questions correct. So if I had 0 questions correct, I would expect a 0 on the test. And if I got a few right, the more I get right, I would expect my grade to go up and up and up and up and up. So is that a positive, a negative, or a no association? So that's a positive association because it's going up. And again, down here, this is the independent, variable happens first. The dependent variable happens second. So the number of questions missed on a test and the number of cars, test questions missed, and number of cars in the parking lot. So if I got a low grade on my test, how many cars would there be? They don't have anything to do with each other, right? It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with each other, right? So this is a no association. All right, so I'm actually going to continue on through to worksheet 6 on this one. So it says here, for a certain amount of time, Lucinda jogs up a hill at a steady speed. She then runs down the hill and picks up speed. Which of the following graphs fit the situation? All right, so on this one, she is running at a steady speed. So she's running at a steady speed, and then she goes faster. So even though she's running down the hill, she's going faster. So that one looks pretty good. So let's read the other one. So in this one, she's going faster, 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 slower, 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 slower. So even though it looks like a hill, that's not the right situation. So this one, she starts all slow, and then she's getting faster, 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 and then she's staying still. So which one fits our situation the best? It says she's running at a steady pace, and then she picks up speed. All right, again, I'm not writing anything because I want people to listen. Ryan is not feeling well and misses a day of school. The graph shows Ryan's temperature as a function of the time of day. All it means is that the time of day is the independent and the temperature is the dependent. So write a story about Ryan's illness. So this is going to be something like, he started off the morning at 98.6 and then his temperature rose and then stayed the same for a little while in the morning, and then about lunchtime it went down, and then in the afternoon it went up a little bit, and then in the evening it went back down. And so you'd write that out here. So given the following statement, how hard you hit your finger with a hammer determines how much it hurts. All right? So which one, name the independent and dependent variable, and then sketch a reasonable graph. So be sure to label u-axes. Be sure to label your axes. All right, so the independent variable is the one that happens first. So which one happens first? How hard you hit your finger? Do you hit your finger first, or do you get the pain first? All right, so the independent is going to be how hard you hit your finger. So this goes how hard. And then the pain is the dependent. So if you hit the finger a little bit, do you expect a lot of pain or a little bit of pain? A little bit of pain. And the harder you hit it, the more pain you are going to feel. So would that be the graph's going to look something like that. So, and it doesn't ask this, but would that be a positive or a negative or no correlation? So if you would, please write that as well down here just to show me that you were listening. Okay, very good. Thank you.